My girlfriend was still friends with her ex, Part 1. Today's story is about a man named Ethan who discovered that his girlfriend was still emotionally attached to her ex. My name is Ethan, and I had been dating my girlfriend Lily for almost 2 years. When we first started dating, she told me something important. She said she was still in contact with her ex-boyfriend Ryan. At first, I was surprised. Most people don't stay friends with their exes, especially after a serious relationship. But Lily seemed honest about it. She looked me in the eyes and said, "Don't worry, we're just friends now." I trusted her. After all, every relationship needs trust. For the first year, everything felt normal. Ryan would occasionally like her photos online. Sometimes he would send her messages. Lily never hid the fact that they talked. Because she was open about it, I never saw it as a problem. I told myself I was being mature. I didn't want to be the jealous boyfriend, but slowly, little things started changing. Whenever we spent time together, Lily seemed distracted. She checked her phone constantly. Sometimes she smiled while reading messages. One evening while we were watching a movie, her phone buzzed several times. I jokingly asked, "Popular today?" She smiled. "Just Ryan." Again, Ryan. I laughed it off, but something felt strange. Over the next few months, I noticed his name appearing more and more often. Whenever she was bored, she texted him. Whenever she was stressed, she texted him. Whenever something funny happened, she shared it with him. I started wondering why her ex was still playing such a big role in her life. One night, while we were having dinner together, her phone lit up on the table. A message appeared on the screen. For a brief second, I saw it. The message was from Ryan, and it said, "I miss the old days." Before I could react, Lily quickly grabbed her phone and locked the screen. My heart immediately dropped. I tried acting normal, but inside, 1,000 questions were running through my mind. Why would an ex-boyfriend send a message like that? And more importantly, why didn't she seem surprised? That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was overthinking everything, or if I had just seen the first sign of a much bigger problem. The next day, I decided to ask Lily a question that would change everything. Follow for Part 2. My girlfriend was still friends with her ex. Part 2. After seeing that message from Ryan, I couldn't ignore my feelings anymore. The next day, I asked Lily directly, "Are you sure there's nothing going on between you and Ryan?" She immediately looked annoyed. "Why are you making such a big deal out of this?" I told her I wasn't accusing her of anything. I just wanted reassurance. But she repeated the same thing she always said. "He's just a friend." I wanted to believe her, so I pushed my doubts aside. For a while, things seemed normal again, but the uncomfortable feeling never completely disappeared. Then, one Saturday afternoon, Lily told me she was going shopping with one of her friends. Nothing seemed suspicious. I wished her a good day and went about my own plans. A few hours later, while scrolling through social media, I saw a photo posted by a mutual friend. The picture was taken inside a coffee shop. At first, I barely paid attention. Then I noticed someone in the background. My stomach instantly tightened. It was Lily. And sitting across from her was Ryan. Not the friend she claimed she was meeting. Ryan. I stared at the photo for several minutes. I wanted to believe there was some explanation. But deep down, I already knew the truth. She had lied. That evening, she came home acting completely normal, as if nothing had happened. I looked at her and asked, "Were you with Ryan today?" The smile disappeared from her face. For a few seconds, she didn't say a word. Then she quietly answered, "Yes." I felt my chest tighten. "Why didn't you tell me?" She looked down. "Because I knew you'd get upset." At that moment, I realized something. This wasn't about Ryan anymore. This was about trust. If she could lie about meeting him once, what else could she lie about? The questions started piling up in my head. How often had they met? What were they really talking about? And why was she working so hard to keep me from knowing? That night, I barely slept. Because for the first time in our relationship, I wasn't worried about her ex. I was worried about her feelings for him. A few days later, I finally discovered the truth about what was really happening between Lily and Ryan. Follow for Part 3.
My girlfriend was still friends with her ex. Part 3. After discovering Lily had lied about meeting Ryan, our relationship changed. The trust we had built over 2 years was suddenly cracking. A few days later, we had a serious conversation. I told her I needed complete honesty. No more excuses. No more avoiding questions. That's when the truth finally started coming out. Ryan had never moved on from their relationship. He still had feelings for her, and according to Lily, he often told her that. He would talk about their memories, their old relationship, the good times they shared together. Then I asked the question I had been avoiding. Do you still have feelings for him? Lily didn't answer immediately. The silence lasted only a few seconds, but it felt like forever. Because sometimes a pause says more than words ever can. Finally, she looked down, and that was all I needed to know. I wasn't competing against another man. I was competing against her past, and I could never win that battle for her. Only she could decide whether to let go. A week later, we met for one final conversation. We sat together on a park bench where we had spent many happy afternoons. Lily cried. She apologized. She said she never intended to hurt me. Maybe she was being sincere, but intentions don't erase the damage that has already been done. I looked at her and said, if someone truly wants a future with you, they won't keep their heart tied to the past. She started crying harder. And honestly, I almost cried too. Walking away wasn't easy, but staying would have hurt even more. Months later, I heard that Lily and Ryan got back together. Surprisingly, I wasn't angry. I finally understood something. The issue was never that she talked to her ex. The issue was that she never completely let him go. And because of that, she was never fully able to choose me. Sometimes losing someone feels like failure, but sometimes it's simply the truth revealing itself. And even though the truth hurts, it's better than spending years living a lie. A healthy relationship isn't just about love. It's about commitment, honesty, and making sure the past doesn't have more space in your heart than the person standing beside you today. Comment your opinion or message for Ethan.